Good afternoon, everyone, and also to you, Ma'am Poras. Good afternoon. In this afternoon, we will discuss about the current issues and trends in curriculum designing in Lesson 2. Curriculum design is an ever-evolving field influenced by various factors such as advancement in technology, changes in societal needs, educational research, and pedagogical theories. What is current issues and trends in curriculum designing? Curriculum designing is a tedious process crafting a curriculum. Curriculum designing is a complex activity starting from curriculum conceptualization to implementation. According to Ornstein and Hankins in 2009, designing a curriculum requires a vision of education, many purposes. The curriculum design must reflect knowledge, skills, and attitude to assure that education sector is developing a holistic learner. Sa proseso ng pagdidisenyo ng curriculum, mahalaga ang bawat hakbang na isinasagawa upang matiyak ng mga layunin ng edukasyon ay naipapatupad sa pamamagitan ng tamang pagtutok sa mga pangangailangan ng mga mag-aaral, tulad na lamang ng vision and purpose. Vision and purpose is the core of curriculum design is the establishment of a clear vision and purpose for education. This involves defining the goals, objectives, and outcomes that curriculum aims to achieve. Without a solid understanding of the desired educational outcomes, it becomes challenging to design a curriculum that effectively prepares learners for the future. So, in designing a curriculum, we have 7 curriculum according to designing for science literacy must have following attributes. So number 1, it is purposeful. The purpose of curriculum designing is to improve the quality of learning. However, the curriculum designer must specify the real goal of the curriculum to be designed to have a clear direction as he or she crafts the curriculum. So for example, complexity of educational goals. Curriculum design aims to achieve specific educational goals, which are often multifaceted and complex. These goals may encompass academic achievement, skills development, character building, and preparation for future endeavors. Crafting a curriculum that addresses these diverse objectives requires carefully analysis, research, and deliberation over an extended period. Number 2, it is deliberate. Curriculum designing undergoes carefully planning, which takes weeks, months, or even years. It determines how, when, and who will do the designing. So, deliberate curriculum design involves meticulous planning and consideration of various factors to ensure its effectiveness. So, for example, complexity for educational goals. So, curriculum design aims to achieve specific educational goals, which are often multifaceted and complex. These goals may encompass academic achievement, skills development, character building, and preparation for future endeavors. Crafting a curriculum that addresses these diverse objectives requires carefully analysis, research, and deliberation over an extended period. It is creative. Curriculum designing involves critical thinking and innovativeness to assure that competencies being introduced are not obsolete. Curriculum designing is indeed a creative endeavor that requires critical thinking and innovativeness to ensure that the competencies being introduced remain relevant and adaptable to changing contexts. So, for example, integration of emerging technologies in computer science curriculum. In the field of computer science, technology evolves rapidly, leading to frequent frequent updates and changes in the skills and knowledge required for success. A curriculum designer tasked with updating a computer science program can demonstrate creativity by integrating emerging two technologies and cutting-edge concept into the curriculum to ensure its relevance and effectiveness. Number 4. It operates on many levels. Curriculum designing must be compatible not only to one but also to another levels. However, it must be taken into consideration the level of complexity of the concepts and competencies to be introduced. Thus, the farther it gets, the wider the learner will be. So, the curriculum designing operates on multiple levels to ensure compatibility across various educational contexts, while considering the complexity of concepts and competencies. Like for example, environmental science curriculum is a structured plan or framework for teaching and learning about environmental science, a, multidisciplinary field that explores the interaction between humans and their environmental. This curriculum typically covers a range of topics related to ecology, conservation, sustainability, environmental policy, and human impact on the natural world. It is designed to provide students with a comprehensive understanding of environmental issues and equip them with the knowledge, skills, and values needed to address current and the future challenges related to environmental sustainability. Number 5. It requires compromises. Curriculum design need not to be perfect. There are people who may disagree with the concepts and competencies. Thus, compromise is necessary to meet halfway and come with me. Win-win solution. So for example, sex education curriculum. In designing a sex education curriculum for a school district, various stakeholders including parents, educators, administrators, community members, and advocacy groups may hold different viewpoints on what should be included in the curriculum. Some may advocate for comprehensive sex education that covers topics such as contraception, sexually transmitted infections or the STIs, consent, and LGBTQ inclusivity, while others may prefer the absentness only approach or have cultural or religious beliefs that influence their preferences. So number 6, it can fail. Curriculum designs sometimes fail because they do not fit with the needs of the time. Therefore, other curriculum design must be introduced. Like for example, technology integration curriculum. In the early 2000s, a school district implemented a technology integration curriculum aimed at incorporating digital tools and resources into teaching and learning across all subjects areas. The curriculum focuses on computer literacy, basic coding skills, and the use of educational software and online resources to enhance interaction and student engagement. However, over time, it becomes evident that technology integration curriculum is not effectively meeting the needs of students or educators. Several factors contribute to its failure. It has stages. Curriculum designing follows various stages which starts from conceptualizing, developing, and up to the refining of its content. So the curriculum designing is a systematic process that involves several stages in at creating effective educational plans and materials. So for example, evaluation. As for the course Progresses ongoing evaluation occurs to assess student learning and the effectiveness of the curriculum. So the teachers collect data on student performance, conduct surveys to gather feedback from students about the learning experiences, and analyze assessment results. So, they also observe student engagement and participation in class activities. Based on this evaluation, the curriculum team identifies areas of strength, such as high student engagement in hands-on coding projects, as well as areas for improvement such as need for additional resources on advance. So the second one's in the example is the refinement. Using the feedback and evaluation results, the curriculum team makes refinement to enhance the course. They revise lesson plans to incorporate more interactive activities, update resource to include the latest web development tools and technologies, and provide additional support materials for struggling students. The curriculum is continuously refined based on feedback from teachers and students to ensure its effectiveness and relevance. So number 2, educational experiences. The educational experiences are the heart and soul of curriculum designing. The educational experiences serve as the backbone of a good curriculum, according to Ornstein and Hankins in 2009, as cited in Silame Way in 2018. The following are the criteria for choosing curriculum experiences: applicability, feasibility, learnability, allowing for developing thinking skills and rational judgment, stimulating students' self-understanding as individuals and as members of society, fostering openness to new experience and tolerance of diversity, facilitating learning and motivation to continue learning, addressing students' needs, broadening students' interests, and promoting students' cognitive, affective, social, physical, moral, and spiritual. So number 3, effective organization of experience. After identifying learning experiences, the curriculum designers must arrange the experiences based on the degree of complexity and appropriateness based on learners' level of development. So, once the learner's experience have been identified for inclusion in the curriculum, it's essential to organize them effectively. This organization should consider both the complexity of the experiences and developmental level of the learners. And number 4, evaluation of learning outcomes. This is the final stage of curriculum designing, wherein the curriculum designers evaluates the achievements of the learners. As we previously discussed, the determinant of the curriculum success in the quality of learning of the learners. So, for example, evaluation of learning outcomes. This refers to process of assessing and judging the results or achievements of the learners based on what they were expected to learn from the curriculum. So in the final stage of curriculum designing, this suggests that evaluating learning outcomes occurs towards the end of the curriculum design process. Before this stage, the curriculum has been planned, developed, and implemented. So the curriculum designer evaluates the achievements of the learners. This means that the person responsible for designing the curriculum is tasked with assessing how will the learners have met the intended learning goals. As we previously discussed, this implies that concept being discussed has been mentioned or explained earlier in the discourse. So, in the TABA 1962, as cited in Silamit in 2018, provides 7 steps in curriculum designing. So, the following are the steps of these steps in curriculum designing. So, the step 1 is the diagnosis. Step 2 is formulation of objectives. Step 3 is selection of content. Step 4 is organization of content. Step 5 is selection of learning experiences. Step 6 is organization of learning experiences. Step number 7 is evaluation of learning outcomes. Tyler in 1949, as cited in Ornstein and Hankins in 2009, popularized the different sources of curriculum design. For Tyler 1949, as cited in Ornstein and Hankins in 2009, the following are the source of curriculum design. So number 1, science as a source. The curricularists rely on scientific methods when designing a curriculum. The design has verifiable and quantifiable elements which are gathered scientifically. The focus of the source is learning how to learn. This source believes that the center of the curriculum must be problem solving and critical thinking. So for example, learning how to learn. This phrase encapsulates a key goal of education, which is not just to impart knowledge, but also to equip learners with skills and strategies to effectively acquire new knowledge and solve problems independently. In other words, it emphasizes the importance of fostering metacognitive skills and self-directed learning abilities. Number 2, society as a source. Curriculum designers who believe that society is the curriculum source advocate that the contents of the curriculum are deeply rooted in social situations. This line of thinking emphasizes that schools must realize that they are part of and designed to serve the interests of their local community and the larger society. Curriculum designers must bear in mind about diversity, culture, ethnic groups, and social classes. Thus, curriculum designers must align the curriculum of the political, economic, and social context. So, for example, in teaching about the structure of government, the curriculum might include not only the national and state levels but also local government structures, such as city councils and council commissions. Additionally, it would incorporate examples of local political issues and initiatives relevant to the community, such as debates over urban development projects or policies affecting marginalized of populations. Number 3, moral doctrine as a source. Curriculum designers adopt the perennialist line of thinking which believes that contents and concepts that must be embedded in the curriculum must be lasting truth advocated by the great thinkers of the past. The curriculum designers ask questions about the nature of the world, the purpose of life, and what it means to be human and knowledgeable. So, in the context of moral doctrine as a source of perennialist curriculum designers would look to the teaching of great thinkers from various cultures and historical periods to inform the moral framework of the curriculum. So, these thinkers could include philosophers, religious leaders, and scholars who have grappled with fundamental questions about existence, ethics, and human nature. So, for example, perennialists, the curriculum designers might draw on the work of Plato, Aristotle, Confucius, or Thomas Aquinas to explore question about the nature of the world. So the purpose of the life and what it means to be a human and knowledgeable. These thinkers have provided insight into ethical problems, virtues, and the pursuit of knowledge that are considered relevant across time and culture.